This is the Crowbar with Mission 7, the final mission of Metal Gear Rising, in my Metal Gear Rising guide. First thing you want to do in this level is hop up on these rocks that are right behind your starting point, and you will find a VR mission. Jump down from there, and then head right across the road here. And in this small little clearing, you will find the final humanoid gecko. And if you've killed all of them, you should get the achievement. And now, I'd recommend restarting after that point. It'll respawn you back here, and this side of the road is the easier side to approach these enemies from. And these enemies here, one of them has a data arm. And one thing that you need to know about this level is that there is an achievement for playing through this level without getting caught up to the boss fight. That's pretty hard to get, and it's really hard to get if you're going for collectibles. In fact, it's pretty much impossible if you're going for collectibles. So I would just recommend coming back and getting that at a later point. Get all the collectibles this time, then come back and get the stealth achievement. And the guy with the data arm we need starts off next to those concrete blocks over there. And he's a gunner, so he'll probably stay over there for most of your fight, too. Now, you have some options for this mission here. You can go through a lot of this with stealth, but since we're getting the collectibles, we're not going to do that. There's two other arms you have to cut off in this area, and you can't really get either of them with stealth.
Time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
And the first thing you'll want to do is hide out in this box here and wait for this guy to come by. And even while we're not going to use stealth for all of this mission, it's a good idea to use some stealth because all of the enemies here are either custom cyborgs or heavy cyborgs. So it can be some pretty challenging fights. And the next arm we need to get is off of a heavy cyborg. And what you want to do first is go up these stairs here, because this guy's got a rocket launcher, and he'll pull it out and fire on you a whole bunch if you're down there in the lower area. And after you get this guy's arm, it's time to head inside of the big warehouse. There's a few enemies patrolling down on the ground, and one enemy patrolling up on a catwalk in the middle of the area. And you can just run through this area, but there's a few collectible items in here too. And the first item you'll find is a VR terminal. And this should be the final VR terminal in the game, if you've gotten all of them up to this point. The next cyborg arm we need to get is held by this guy here. And the final health enhancement that you can collect is on top of this crate here. And it's a little funky to get up there. You need to ninja run, but you need the momentum from running across both of these containers, which is why I had a bit of a hard time getting it here. And the final data module that we need to get for the game is actually back out in that first courtyard that we were in. But now that most of the enemies in here are dead, you can run through it pretty freely. And now we can find the final data storage module inside of this hangar. Now, the final data module in the game can be found up on one of the tilt rotors here, and the best way to get it is to just kill everybody in this room. Since we've taken out some of them with stealth already, it's pretty easy to just engage in combat and lure the last few in. And finally, you can get the data module on top of the tilt rotor here. It is up on top of one of its blades. And with that, you should have all of the data storage modules. And everything that you get for these, you'll unlock at the end of the mission. Now this next portion has the other guy with the arm we need to remove. And it's a little tricky. It's kind of hard approaching him stealthily. If you attack that camera, you'll go into caution, and this guy will come over here to investigate you. And then once caution goes down, you can walk up and backstab him. Killing him will leave this second guy open. And after taking out that second guy, the third one here won't actually see you despite looking right at you. And there's really no way to approach him stealthily. If you come up onto this ledge by jumping, then he'll see you. But now you only have to fight him as a single opponent to get his arm, instead of fighting all three. And that strategy there too can also be used to get through this area stealthily. And this is really the only difficult area to get through using stealth in the achievement. And with that, we have the final data arm of the game. And we only have one more thing to collect before we go to the final boss fight of Metal Gear Rising. And that is the last man in a box.
Another MIB?
You'll find him in here, and at this point you should have all of those too. And with that, we're going to move on to the boss fight in the next video.